Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Jayflight SLX 284 BHS travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around the unit, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's talk about a few things about arriving at the campsite. Some things I want you to consider. First and foremost, your slide. If your slide's out, you'll see how far you'll need the clearance for your slide. Make sure nothing's going to hinder that or be hanging on it. And then when your water and electricity hookups are. Your water hookup is going to be on your off-camp side or your driver's side of your tow vehicle toward the rear, and your power actually stores right inside the center of the rear of your unit. Alright, so we're going to arrive at the campsite. We're going to unhook our hitch. Our hitch man is going to go over all that with you. Then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to level our unit. Your unit does come with a power tongue jack with a docking light. Simply lower or raise your unit. Now all this is running off your power. It will raise and lower off your battery. Should you not have battery power, right in the top here is a manual override hole. Simply put this hand crank in there, and you can raise or lower your unit by hand. Speaking of power, I like when I arrive to go ahead and check my connections. Check your battery connections, make sure them haven't wiggled loose. Remember, you are bouncing a house down the road, so things wiggle loose. Check that out. Once we've got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize our unit. Now, corners of your unit do have the stabilizing jacks and the hand crank that goes in it. Simply a 3/4 inch socket. You can get a driver for a socket driver or an impact driver or an electric screw gun. You can run this down in a matter of seconds. As you see, right to bring it down, I highly recommend jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks. Remember, these are just stabilizing jacks, so you only want to use it to stabilize the unit. Make sure it's level first. I do recommend grabbing a level from our store and putting it at the center of your unit. Whoever's camp with you just keeps an eye on it while you're using your tongue jack. But stabilizing these, put them down on some jack pads. It's going to better distribute the weight and protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks. Black tar. Blacktop can get rather warm in the summer and them can sink. Jack pads will help them from sinking. So once you've brought all four down, just taunt. You're only going to stabilize the unit again. Have one in all four corners. Make sure your unit's level and stable. Now we're going to hook up our power and electricity. Excuse me. Our power and our water. Coming to your off camp side is your city water connect. First and foremost, water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure in your unit to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. A lot of manufacturers set their line max at 60 psi, so always use this when putting water inside your unit. Hook up your city water connect. Hook up your hose. Before turning on your hose, we're going to go find your hot water heater. At the rear of your unit, next to the power, is your hot water heater. All we're going to do right now is put our drain plug back in. Throw a socket driver on that and run that back in there. Plumber's putty recommended as well. Plumber's tape, not putty. Go ahead and plug that back in. You may have left it out from last time you were camping and draining your unit. So once you have that back in there, you can go ahead and turn on your water. After your water's been on for a little while, you're going to pull on this pressure release valve. That's going to release air out of this nozzle, and then water will flow. Once water's being released out of there, you know your hot water tank is full and can be lit from indoors. So you've got your city water hooked up. Let's say you're going to be camping and you're using potable water. Coming around to your campsite of the unit, toward the front, not the middle of the unit actually, is your potable water. Fill this, non-pressurized water, fill that up, again, burp your hot water heater so you know your hot water heater is full, and you can again light your hot water heater from indoors. However, when using potable water, you're going to turn on your water pump inside. It's the only time you're going to use your water pump. Don't use your water pump when hooked up to city water. It's already pressurized. Got our water hooked up, our electricity hooked up. I'm going to walk you around the unit and show you a few things. Staying here on your campsite, up top here we have our vent for our microwave. To the right, cable TV satellite hookup. Couple of 110s and a mounting bracket. You can bring your TV out and snap it right on there. Hook up there. Below your potable water is a low point drain for that potable water tank. Left of that, if you're using your furnace, steer clear of this, it'll get rather warm. That's your furnace heat release. Your huge awning, which I'll run out here shortly, show you how far to bring that out. Come to your outdoor kitchen. Simply pull it out, it stays on its own. Here's your grill that you will turn on and light by hand. Here's your propane cord. Simply go up underneath the unit on this side. There is a propane hookup right there. And then right over there is your quick connect LP for your unit. Make sure you disconnect that before leaving. There's your fridge. This is on a nice slide that holds itself in there. Your rear stabilizing jack. A ladder to go up and check your seams. Look for any cracking or anything. Just recaulk them. Protect your unit. Again, your hot water heater. Your power 30 amp power cord storage. Your unit is prepped for a Furrion backup camera should you decide to purchase one of those from our store. Little device that sits on the dash of your car and gives you a rear camera. Spare tire with the cover. Cable satellite hookup for the unit at the park. Your black and gray holding tanks, which we'll talk about dumping when we're leaving the campsite. A low point drain for your city water tanks. Black tank, that's your city water connection. Above your outdoor shower is your black tank flush, which we'll talk about when dumping the slides, or dumping our tanks. Your big slide, which we're going to go and open up. And of course your pass-through storage. It's all accessible from under the bed as well. Your tank cover. Underneath your tank cover is your propane. Lefty-loosey. Simply point this at whichever tank you wish to be using. Again, your power tongue jack, your batteries. This is part of your hitch work. Your storage. It about covers everything on the outside. Let's go on the inside. I do recommend when traveling, I'll remind you again later, deadbolt your door. You do have these nice solid steps. Pull on the handle, grab the handle here. I actually like grabbing up here. It's a little easier. Adjustable feet. There's a cotter pin to adjust it if you're on uneven ground. Coming into your unit. Right to the left, as with every unit, is going to be your fire extinguisher. Make sure everyone that's camping with you knows where it's at in case of emergency. Heat duct. To the right of that is your 12 volt carbon monoxide detector. The reason I mentioned this 12 volt is because it's always running off your battery. So should you be leaving for the day and you're not plugged in, if you're dry camping, disconnect your battery to keep this from running it down. Coming up here to your left, it's nice and dark in here. Let's turn some lights on. This is to turn on your water pump if you're using potable water. Turn on your water heater if you're hooked up to gas or electricity. Up here is to check everything. Brand new battery, your empty tanks. Keep an eye on your tanks if you get out camping for a long time. So we're going to bring your big slide out here. Below that is your awning in and out and your slide. I'm going to run that out real quick. Make sure those doors are closed when you arrive. They may wiggle open. Odds are they won't. Jayco makes a really nice latch. But in case they weren't closed all the way when you leave, make sure that those doors are closed when leaving before bringing in your slide. Now you heard that noise. Don't panic. That noise is fine. It's just how the slide mechanism sets itself. It's okay to hold that for a couple seconds. Around your unit here again. One touch lighting. I am going to run your awning out and show you how far to run that out real quick. You have a huge awning on this. Speakers in the ends of them. So your outdoor speakers will be right in the ends of those pieces there, pointing down instead of at everybody else's campsite. So see that flap falling? Fell down about 90 degrees. It's a little windy right now, but that's about how far you want to bring it down. And I'm going to go ahead and run it back in. Well, I am. Talk more about your unit here. Big dual sink here. Coming around to your stove. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Simply turn your stove to light. Give it a turn. Oh, push and turn. Hit your spark, and there's your flames. Shut your flames off. You do have a light and a fan for your stove. Oh, you do have a panel light as well. This end is where you'll light your oven. All the way at the top here, self-explanatory microwave. Back camera up here. Down below your stove on the floor here is an access panel to your fuse box and breaker box. It looks like you have mostly 15s in there, a couple of 40s. I highly recommend having a handful of those. Pick them up at our store. Remember, you do have a 10% off coupon you can utilize. Coming over to your fridge. New Nordcold setup here. Hold it on for a couple seconds. That'll turn on your stove or your fridge. Now over here, whatever's in white is what you're controlling. Right now we're controlling the temperature of the freezer. That'll go 5 down to 1. Of course, we want our freezer at 5. And then over here, touch the fridge, and our fridge is set at 3. And a nighttime setting. Instruction manual for that. I'll tell you what the nighttime setting does. RV Technology sound system. It's an Insignia radio. This is a DVD player, CD player, dual zone. You can play your music indoors, outdoors, auxiliary cords, presets. Here's where you change your modes. Turn it on over here. There's your remotes for it. Here's your big television. Tons of storage here. And your big full-size bunks. You do have their own LED lighting in here as well, just a one touch. So much nicer than the old ones. Top bunk does have USB ports, so you can keep their devices charged. Down here you have a 110. Coming into your bathroom, couple things I want to mention. This is where your GFCI reset will be for the unit. And your 110 in here. Here's your lighting. Keep an eye on your plumbing. You're bouncing a house down the road again. So plumbing in the bathroom, behind your toilet, right here. Keep an eye on that. Just make sure everything's snug. Coming out of your bathroom up in the ceiling, I just want to point out your AC unit. Quick little note on a hot summer. When you crank up your AC unit, open up your quick dump. What that's going to allow it to do is cool the already cool air that's cranking out. So once you do, you can close your quick dumps and it'll blast your cold air all the way through the whole unit. Cool it down rather quick. Show you quickly how to turn your dinette into a bed. These poles just set in both ends. Solid pole. You have a bottom lip here. I like to come in from the front. And then just lay your outside cushions in here. And your dinette is now bed. Come back into your bedroom. One touch lighting in here. There's your other mount for your TV. If you get the same mount for it, you can just unsnap it from here and take it outside. There's your connections for it. This is a cutout guide, should you ever decide to get it wired for solar. This is a cutout guide, it's all wired in there. That's where the panel will connect. Either this size or this size, so leave that sticker on there. Next to the bed over here, you have some accent lighting. This blue lighting up here. And of course your shelves. Lastly, under the bed, all of that storage is accessible from outdoors. That about covers everything out here. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and go and dump our tanks. Alright, so I went through and shut off all the lights. We turned the dinette back up. Made sure these doors are closed and nothing's going to hinder your slide. We're going to bring our slide in. As you see, it takes a matter of about 20 seconds. And your slide is in. Again, don't worry about that noise. Alright, let's go out. And we're going to bring your steps up. Alright, so we're going to lift this back up. Set it into the door. Pull on this to make sure this locks. Close our door. Lift and turn your handle. Again, we're leaving, so deadbolt your door. Come to this low point drain. Open that up. You can do all this at the campsite. It's fine, it's just clean water. Come around to the back of your unit. I want to show you how these connect.